Donald Trump's White House is blocking top U.S. intelligence agencies from warning law enforcement across the country about rising threats to the homeland tied to his war with Iran. The FBI Homeland Security and the National Counterterrorism Center were preparing to put out a joint intelligence statement to state and local authorities, alerting them of a heightened threat due to the ongoing war in Iran. A senior DHS official said the bulletin details elevated threats by the government of Iran to U.S. military and government personnel and facilities, Jewish and Israeli institutions, and the perceived supporters and Iranian dissidents and other anti-regime activists in the United States. Well, Barack Obama sparked the buzz when he turned and pointed a Gavin Newsom at the star-studded Chicago funeral for Democratic hero, the Reverend Jesse Jackson. The former president, standing between Bill Clinton and Joe Biden, shook hands and locked eyes with the California governor in a moment that set tongues wagging. We'll come back to this story after my chat with Doug Brooks. Do you have Doug Brooks? Hi, Doug.
How are you doing?
Very well. Thank you very much indeed for joining us, Doug, on the Rise of America today. We're beginning to read stories about how the president, whom you criticize a lot, is moving against, is handling intelligence regarding Israel, U.S. or U.S. Israel, whichever way, war on Iran. What are your expectations?
Well, it's this war is in Iran is interesting. It really does seem to have been Netanyahu's idea from Israel to do this attack. And while the U.S. had sort of been building up for it, they had also been in talks with the Iranians and apparently had been making some progress. But then I guess the opportunity to take out much of the leadership arose, and the whole war got started a little bit earlier than I think some people anticipated. But I think the fallout that we've seen is that countries like in the GCC in the Gulf area and so on have been attacked by Iran, and I don't think they were quite prepared to for this onslaught. So recent events have been interesting.
Okay, if you think they're not prepared, how better would they have been prepared? That's my last question to you. What do you expect them to have done to be prepared?
Well, they're defending themselves, but they, UAE, where I live now, was under more missile attack, more missiles than Israel or than most of the other countries combined. I mean, it's really pretty shocking. There's really no reason for Iran to attack here. It is the Americans and the Israelis that are attacking Iran. So that's been unfortunate. These comments from the president are hopeful. The president in Iran are hopeful that they're going to stop attacking their neighbors, which would make a lot of sense from a strategic perspective. Unfortunately, President Trump is taking this the wrong way. He is claiming that the Iranians have already surrendered and that he's going to make them surrender again, apparently. He had a very, very confusing statement on that. But nevertheless, we're going into the second week of the war, and there does not seem to be an end at this point. And the United States has really not laid out exactly what their goals are in this whole conflict. And in the meantime, that puts all these other countries at risk. And that's a very unfortunate situation.
We'll have to carry on this conversation perhaps next week. Thank you very much indeed, Dr. Bruce, for coming on Arise America.